Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. There are so much evidence against Bryan Kohberger in the Moscow, Idaho case. Matter of fact, 51 terabytes of evidence. 51 terabytes. That's just a truck full of evidence, more or less, against Bryan Kohberger. The Bryan Kohberger defense got 51 terabytes of evidence. We're talking thousands of photographs, pictures, videos, tips, all types of notes. That's a lot, people. That's a lot against someone when a crime was committed and authorities have 51 terabytes of evidence. This is my latest report for YC News. Check it out. This is my latest news story for your content. Authorities have over 51 terabytes of evidence against Bryan Kohberger. June 9th, 2023, by Jonathan Lee Riches. Lawyers for suspected Idaho serial killer Bryan Kohberger filed a motion claiming investigators have over 51 terabytes of evidence against their client. Your content has learned. According to the defense motion, since Mr. Kohberger's arrest in late December, the prosecution has disclosed an extensive amount of information. This includes 51 terabytes of data consisting of thousands of pages of discovery, photographs, hours of recordings, electronic phone records, and social media data. Since Mr. Kohberger's arrest in late December, the prosecutor has disclosed 51 terabytes of information that includes thousands of pages of discovery, photographs, hundreds of hours of recording, the defense wrote. Further, many gigabytes of electronic phone record and social media data has been disclosed. That's a lot of data, people. A lot. Discovery is voluminous and still ongoing. Mr. Kohberger and his defense team continue to both navigate discovery disclosed by the state and investigate the charges against Mr. Kohberger. As your content readers know, the high-profile trial of accused serial killer Bryan Kohberger has entered contentious territory as disagreements over grand jury transcripts and records arise between the defense and prosecution. Court record released early in July indicates that Kohberger's defense counsel and state have failed to agree on the terms of initial proposed stipulation concerning the order for preparation and release of transcript and record of grand jury proceedings with conditions. So yeah, he received so much discovery in this case. What do you think? So I'm a writer for your content. Go check out my stories with your content on this case, covering this case extensively. What do you think about all that evidence? One, will they be able to try this case in time? This case is scheduled for trial October 2nd, 2023. With that 51 terabytes of data, I'm not so sure. And number two, is the defense even ready? Have they gone through all that? Because the defense is still asking for more evidence that they haven't received. They already received 51 terabytes, but they're claiming, the defense, they haven't received more discovery. What will end up being 100 terabytes? 100 terabytes? And then let me ask you something. Will Bryan Kohberger's defense try to work a deal out because they know 51 terabytes of evidence? How can you get around that? How can someone logically beat a case with 51 terabytes of evidence against them? That's a lot of evidence, people. Imagine if you had 51 terabytes of evidence against you. What would you do? Probably plead guilty. How can you even defend that? Do you have to defend that piece by piece by piece? Because 51, it could be, a lot of it could be circumstantial evidence. Not necessarily direct or notes, but you still have to get around all that. I think it's logically impossible, people. What do you think? What do you think about all that evidence? Do you think Bryan Kohberger is innocent or guilty? Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. 51 terabytes of evidence. That's a lot, people. That is a lot. Think about that. How is the defense going to be able to beat that? We'll talk soon. Stay tuned.